With Night 1, the beginning of Null Void released, it's time for TV Null's obligatory interjection, making sure you understand the lore prior to Night 2. Familiar Faces, releasing tomorrow, October 25th, 2025. But before we get started, I'm just gonna ask real quick for you to subscribe, and let's get on with it.
In the opening cutscene alone, we bear witness to a recollection of characters and events almost lost to time. Right away, we are faced with the return of the Umbra, telling the scout to run. Trips and gets up identically to Umbra getting up from the 2023 Lunar Overture cutscenes. By the way, it's a bit weird to call human Umbra by the name Umbra, so can we normalize calling her like Kate or Madalena or something? Regardless, Scout hears Exo's voice telling him to approach, before being dragged up to meet face to face. He then wakes up and we discover Scout has hair! The rest of the cutscene is mostly non-notable with a few exceptions. Bosses of main modes had God Cube fragments known as God Shards, but bro, we gave Brute a God Shard? Bro thinks he's part of the team, bruh. Professor V mentions now having all the shards and wanting to merge them into one unit because it's easier to protect. But this is later negated by Professor V saying we are missing a few shards from the children of Exo. On the topic of them, it is now confirmed that one of the unnamed cultists is named Marcel or Marcellius. This only leaves the final cultist unnamed, which makes me think the big red boy is quite a threat in himself. As Nerd Duck suggests, the cube explodes and then BAM! We have our event. One major lore revelation that comes pretty early into the event is that the God Shards are not a source of corruption, but a container of sorts to stop it from spreading. Nothing far too interesting happens lore-wise till Wave 19.
But first, we need to discuss a strange room in the map mixed with one strange line of dialogue. Let me ask, and trust me, it's important. Have you seen Star Wars? Because I believe the TDS organization has, and took some wild notes they definitely shouldn't have. Underneath Outpost 16, we can find a large chamber filled with tubes. I've seen some suggest that these were used to house God Shards, but I don't think there were that many. But I propose an alternative explanation more akin to Star Wars or Team Fortress 2. I believe the towers you place are all genetic clones. Now listen, this sounds crazy, but first we need to consider the way the Null enemies mimic us, which is by copying our DNA, which would not determine their actions or even position unless their genes were crafted specifically to determine their position and skill set exactly. Now it's time for my favorite section, the Midnight Cutscene. I love this, mainly because I predicted most of it, and it confirms a lot of all the theories. So, as I predicted, this guy sealed Exo. How do I know this? His name is 2X. An avid Forsaken player would know this as 2 times, but that isn't as important, because this is 2x2, as his full name. In Roblox lore, he sealed away 1x, 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 1 at the beginning of time, hence proving entirely that Lord Exo is 1x, 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 1. And I'm not gonna say too much more as I'm working on a sequel to my Lord Exo video, so stay tuned.
Please remember to subscribe and like to find out what is next in the lore. Now you know what you need to know about Night 1. See you all next week.